How's it going, super friends? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Brad the DC Universe Geek. In case you didn't know, today we're having a look at the Batman Missions line Nightwing. I managed to get my hands on it because a friend of mine from the States found it in a Target and sent it to me. That, and also the Bane, which will be in the next video. The packaging for this figure is exactly the same as pretty much all the rest of the Batman Missions figures, with the exception of there being a Batman's 80 Years logo right here and then Nightwing's logo in the corner. This is pretty much the same as the rest of them. When we turn it around and look at the back of the packaging, as usual, has like a comic-esque sort of action scene. Nightwing and Bane, obviously the ones that I wanted. Not really that excited about this Batman with the swords. It's a variant. I don't usually collect many of the variants, but it's still very cool looking packaging and art on the back nonetheless. Now let's open it up. What I like about the Missions line is there are no twist ties. And if you know me, you know I hate twist ties. Alright, so now that we got Nightwing out of the package, let's have a closer look at him and the accessories that he comes with. For one, he comes with his fighting sticks, his schema sticks, and as far as I'm concerned, I think that these things are definitely designed to look very much like the ones that he used in the Arkham Knight video game. They got the little shocky bits on the end. I think that one has clearly influenced the other. And if you're worried about losing them, if you're worried about a place to store them, well, don't be, because you can actually stick them right there in these conveniently provided spaces in his back. As you can see, they're tight, they're firm, and they're not going to fall out anytime soon. Now, just doing that slow movement from toe to head, like we always do to get a good look at this figure, in my opinion, this version of Nightwing is clearly inspired by the Arkham Knight version of Nightwing. And we'll get to that in the comparison, but a lot of the design elements, the basic color design elements, are taken directly from that version of Nightwing. And the inspiration for the sculpted details of this figure seem to borrow largely from not only the Arkham Knight, but also what could or may have been if there was a movie-verse, a DC film universe, Nightwing to go along with Ben Affleck's Batman. The other cool thing about this figure is that it's been molded completely in black plastic, and you might be saying, well, why is that cool? Well, to me that's cool because, yes, there's going to be adult collectors who buy this figure, but it's also marketed, it's targeted towards children. It's the budget line made for kids, and kids play with figures quite roughly, and that means if this figure was painted in black, you would end up with a ton of scuffs all over this figure, but it's obviously been designed for the rigors of child play in mind, and likely not for the adult collector, but we loves our toys and we gots to have them too. However, for me, the biggest selling point is the fact that this face sculpt looks really, really awesome. I really like it. It definitely looks like it's borrowed from or a retooled version of the Robin face sculpt. There can be no doubt about that, and we'll see that during the comparison. Heck, let's bring it in right now. Yeah, looking side by side at these two, you can see that if you actually remove Nightwing's hair and put Robin's hair on it, it's the same mask, the same nose, the same face, the same mouth, same chin, jawline. Everything is pretty much the same about these figures' head sculpts except for the hair, which to me indicates that this is the age of digital sculpting. No complaints though. I think that this figure looks absolutely fantastic. I really, really like this Nightwing. As for Nightwing's articulation, Nightwing's head is on a ball joint, and it does, ball jointy type stuff, up and down, round and round, not a huge range of motion, but there's definitely more there than if it was just a simple neck peg. Swivel hinge shoulders that go up about that far. There's the hinge right there, and they spin around 360. Elbows of the single joint variety that go up about that far, and also rotate round and round. Swivel wrists that also have a very, very capable hinge. Go really far forward. He's also got a tornado waist for spinning around 360. Nightwing's got your basic average run-of-the-mill hinged groin where the legs can go forward and they can go backwards, but they can't do anything else other than that. And Nightwing's also got single jointed knees, and that's about what they can do. Nothing more than that. Just basic articulation all around for this Nightwing figure. Here we see him in comparison to the Arkham Knight Nightwing figure from DC Collectibles, a DC Universe Classic Scale Nightwing, a DC Icons Nightwing, and a repainted version of the DC Direct Hush Nightwing. And of course, this comparison wouldn't be complete unless we put him next to the rest of the Batman Missions line Bat Family. He scales in really nice. I mean, he's about the size of Batman, which is, I think Nightwing's supposed to be a little bit shorter, but I'm not going to complain. This is a budget line of figures, and for what we're getting for a budget line, I'm super stoked about these guys. Now, as a DC fan, a toy collector, and a toy reviewer, Do I think that this figure is actually worth your time to go and try and track down out in the wild? Absolutely doodly. I think that this guy is epic for a Nightwing figure. Over the years, we've certainly got a lot of Nightwing figures, and in my opinion, this is amongst the best. Sure, he doesn't have all the articulation that adult collectors typically want. However, this toy line is not marketed towards adults, it's marketed towards children. It's their budget line for children. I'm not begrudging adults that collect these too. I mean, I have these and I've also bought a set for my children. However, we can't expect these figures to have as much articulation as something that an adult would want. That's what the multiverse figures for and the offerings from DC Essentials. Those are the figures that have a lot more articulation. So for what it is, I think that this Nightwing figure is pretty darn epic, and I feel really happy to add him to my collection. But that's it, that's my time for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Leave any comments you have down in the comment section below. Like, do you like this figure? Are you excited for it? Have you seen it in the wild yet? Does this make you excited for the multiverse version of Nightwing that will be coming out this summer? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you like this video, please bop it with a like so I know I'm doing something right and you've enjoyed it. If you want to become a super friend and join the DC squad, just doink that big red subscribe button. We all know how that works, and ding the bell to get notified of new videos. And I will see you with the next one. Have an awesome day, super friends. Take care.